Hey, internet people, internet folks, the people in the land of the internets. We got the Flyaway Toys Mini Falcon in brass to look at today. Nice little tin. Should we just unscrew it? Should we get in there? It is a screw tin. Nice touch. Then we get into the tin and then wah-wah. Fanciness ends. But that's alright. I'd rather get save the money on the spinners than having all kinds of crazy action. So we just got it in bubble wrap in a tin, but again, a nice screw top tin. So, ooh, look at you. You're pretty pretty. So if you guys don't know, these are on like clearance right now. I don't think they're going to be making them anymore by the sounds of things. So they're just kind of selling out what they got. So I got this 40% off. Normally $59 spinner, $35.40. That's a deal you can't beat. Got some paint in my fingers. Been painting the moosas. So yeah, look at that Mini Falcon. Pretty snazzy. Now I've heard a lot of good things about these guys, and I knew at some point I was going to have to pick one up because, well, when you hear enough good things, usually there's something behind it. So what do we got here? Let's just get in there. Let's just get under the hood. Let's get all the specs and stuff out of the way in this guy. So we got an 8-ball hybrid ceramic. Can we see in there enough to see that it's black balls? Hybrid ceramic, but it definitely is a hybrid ceramic, stainless steel cage. It is almost positive that's glued, not press fit. I haven't bothered taking it out yet because I haven't had a need to. But I'm excited about this guy breaking in because it's got some pretty good weight to it. So I think she can spin pretty well once we get there. So speaking of spin time, should we just get that out of the way? We're kind of hitting all the points real early here. I feel like normally I just ramble on and takes 5 minutes before I get to all that stuff. But yeah, let's talk about the spin time on this guy. So while we get the scale warmed up. So this guy on a table spin out of the box, I'm getting in the neighborhood of 4.5 minutes. I think 4:20 and change was the best that I got on a table spin. And then on a vertical spin, pretty much right around 5 minutes. I think with the feeling of this and the way the weight is distributed, I feel like we're going to get better than that once the bearing is cleaned out. But again, that's out of the box spin times. Pretty decent spin times for for a little brass bar. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be. It's called the Mini, but it's just Mini compared to their aluminum spinner. So weight wise, 83 grams. They list it as 80 on their website. So we're in the neighborhood. We're in the hunt. So let's get in close and take a look at this. So it's just machined out of a solid piece. It's almost a flat bar with the exception. Oops, sorry. With the exception of it's kind of sanded down, grinded down, machined down to have like a press fit bearing in the middle. But other than that, it's just a pretty straightforward, simple design. If you guys are into Warhammer, this reminds me of the Inquisition symbol, the eye. So I think there's something to be had there. So, but yeah, it's pretty plain, pretty basic, but it's a good form and it feels nice. So I don't know if that was out of the box or not. But out of the box, the machining on this guy was pretty good. So we didn't really have any big issues. There's a couple, like you can see that there, from the machine, and then you can see where it's got these little circular curves. Let's see if I can show you that here. I think this side shows them a little better. Yeah, because there's this one mark in it here. So I'm not sure how that's machined and how that gets there. So for me, that was about the only thing that was kind of a finishing issue out of the box, but it still feels smooth. It's just something that you've got the look of there, and I think as this patinas, that'll go away. But I also really like this guy for the idea of it's almost like a blank canvas. You really could play around with this. You could easily do some cool bandle damage stuff. You could do some forced patina. You could do some etching. So I think there's a lot to be said for this. So nice chamfers all around. So well machined. So also manufactured and assembled in the U.S. from Flyaway Toys. So they do the Falcon, the Mini Falcon, the Tri Falcon, the Mini Tri. Actually, I don't know if they do a full-size Tri. It might be just the Mini, and then the Maelstrom and then the Mini Maelstrom are their most notable ones anyway. So, but spin-wise, this guy feels really good. We like the way this spins over here in Hobby Timmy Land. Out of the box, it's pretty satisfying. It reminds me in a lot of ways, just from the simplicity standpoint, of the Focus. Yeah, it's still definitely a very different spinner. It's not quite as smooth, and I think that's because it's a little longer, a little wider, so you got a little bit more of that wobble. It is very smooth, I should say. It's just it's a little longer and a little thinner, so it kind of suffers from that bar wobble quite a bit, but if you like bars, that's okay. This guy is very balanced. See that? If you've seen my videos and seen me balance things, right? Like it's, I think it might be second to my stubby in terms of balance. Like it's just really well balanced. There's a slight bit off there, but again, with a spinner, that minimal of something being off is unnoticeable in fidgeting. So let's talk about how this spins. So this is long enough for me to really get 2 fingers on here, and I really enjoy a 2-finger pull in the corner, because this finger kind of catches around the side, and then this one grabs it right on the edge here. So it's real nice. It's got a real nice like flick and spin characteristic. These cutouts here are great for pushes. What I will say is if you're someone that does when I'm doing it with the 2 fingers next to each other, so whether it's ring and middle or index and middle, I don't have much of an issue when I'm flicking. But if I flick with if I skip a finger and I flick, sometimes this corner right here catches right on the cuticle. So when I'm doing this, see that? And if that catches in there, to me, that's been a little bit painful. It doesn't happen too often, but it's these edges on this corner here, just if you hit them the wrong way, it's not so much a hot spot as just something painful. Like it doesn't bother my fingers to pull on that all day, but again, if I catch it the wrong way, it can kind of hurt. It's kind of got a lot of weight on the outside, these little hammer type things. So if you kind of are one who jams your finger in there while it's spinning, and don't really kind of catch it on the sides to stop it, like this is fine. But if I'm doing this sort of a thing, it's real easy for that thing to just have a lot of weight, have a lot of movement, and just smash into my finger. So you got to be a little careful with that depending on your fidgeting style. So if you do this type of fidgeting a lot, you just got to be careful, because if I put my finger back in this way fast, that's going to hurt. If I'm put my finger in from the top, it's fine. But if I'm coming in on the top, basically this little fleshy part right above your nail, if that gets whacked by this thing spinning, it hurts. And there are other spinners that do that. This isn't the only one, but I've noticed it a little bit more with this one. I think with your fidgeting style, the Hammer of God would do that. Probably anything with almost like a hammer style arm has a lot of that weight out there, and then the harder edges is going to do that. So, but spins real nice, really smooth. It's got a very traditional kind of bar effect. It really sucks the way I sit and record the video. I can't get my finger under there. I have to hold the spinner at kind of a weird angle for these like little balancing things, but look at that, smooth. And this bearing is really smooth too. It's a good bearing that they've got in there. Really just hear the spinner whirring around. It's pretty quiet, pretty smooth. So it has just a little bit of feedback. I find with bars especially, I do not like super silent, super smooth bearings in bars. It's just a no-go. So, but yeah, so this is the first look of the Mini Falcon. I think at the price it's a steal. You know, it's one that's been out for a while, so chances are you've seen it around. But it's definitely good. One other thing I did want to mention is these surfaces, with as flat as they are, they offer no like grip. If you get your finger on the side of this, you really can't pull off like that. I mean, obviously I'm spinning, but my finger is really sliding off when I do that. And it just doesn't, it's not like a satisfying way to fidget. So you really got to make sure you're grabbing a corner or an edge. But thankfully, it's a bar and they're really easy to grab and really easy to get a hold of. So I didn't actually even try this. A lot of times, for your guys' sake, I like to try this style of fidgeting, just to see what it's like. That's pretty good. Whether you get it on the side, unless I really miss it right here, I can't pull off. But when I'm kind of hitting that a lot, actually. It's nice. If I catch this, it pulls fine. If I catch the arm, it pulls fine. But otherwise, it's not that great. But this is really satisfying, and this is my style. This is my preferred style, that preloaded flick. So, and again, just like in my spider video and like all other bars, you know, you get used to how you handle a bar spinner. And I do a lot of walking, quote unquote walking is the best thing I can think of to say that, where I'm just positioning it with my fingers, getting it right in the right spot. So. Yeah, so there you have it, folks. The brass Mini Falcon by Flyaway Toys. I might have to pick up their try, because I get the feeling that just based on the way this feels, I would really like the try. I'm not so hot to trot for tries right now as I am for some really unique bars, but there's still some out there that have caught my eye, and again, I think that might have to go on the docket, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do to customize this guy. I definitely will be doing some customization of some sorts. I just don't know. I haven't decided on what yet. If I want to try to maybe shipwreck patina the sides, and then mirror polish the faces. Maybe do some battle damage, and do like a, not a shipwreck patina, but kind of like a, you know, liver of sulfur style patina, you know, just kind of darken it without going that with all those blues. So we haven't decided yet. So, but yeah, we're just rambling here at this point. So Mini Falcon, get the thumbs up, get yourself some. Kisses, y'all.